think about this. Your thoughts create your life. Now, sometimes that feels like too far of a stretch. Like, how could that happen? That your thoughts actually create what you've got in your life right now. But let's look at it just a little bit deeper. If we think that the actions that we take, all the things we do, all the things that we hesitate to do, all the habits that we create, and the places that we go to, all the sum of all that doing creates us reaching our goal or not. But when you think about all those things you do, there is another aspect. It's your feelings, your emotions color the way you take those actions. If you're feeling confident, then you're more likely to stand up a little bit straighter and smile and say, hey, guess what? And maybe make your opinion known. Now, you may still tell your opinion, but if you're feeling like you need to hide or you're feeling a little bit of shame, you might kind of shrink back and go, hey, and then really just hesitate to say your opinion, hesitate to make that post. So your feelings change how it's perceived. Your feelings change the vibe that you take that action with. And sometimes your feelings even stop you from taking action. So here's where the first part comes into play. Your thoughts contribute to your feelings. So think about this example for a minute. When you think, oh, that's not true. There's no way that every emotion that I have is created by a thought. But think about this day-to-day thing that might happen. You're driving on the highway. Maybe you're driving on your way to work or something like that. And it's been a tough week. And someone cuts you off in traffic. Do you respond with, oh my goodness, and you just flip out and get furious with that person? Or do you think to yourself, it's no big deal. People cut me off sometimes, but I don't have to let it bug me. So two different feelings. You might feel quite neutral and accepting, or you might get really upset, or somewhere in between. Exactly the same thing happened. Somebody cut you off in traffic, but your reaction was different. Why is that, right? So if somebody cuts you off and you're feeling super frustrated, you may think, oh my goodness, I can't believe they did that. How dare they do that? Don't they know? Blah, blah, blah in your head. And then you feel upset and frustrated and angry. Or if you think instead, it happens sometimes. Maybe they didn't quite see me. Maybe they needed a little bit more time. Maybe they've had a tough day. Then you could just let it slide. So do you see how you thought about that very small incident could really change how you feel? And then how you feel changes how you act. If you're feeling super upset, you might wave your hands around, give the person the finger, honk your horn, who knows what. But if you're feeling not so triggered with it, you just let it slide and maybe you continue singing along to your playlist. When you're in that kind of emotion, can you imagine what you do that's different? Can you imagine how you finally complete your drive, you get out on the other side, and you're smooth and ready for your day? Instead of get out, you're already in a flap. That means that you're already starting the day in a place of high emotion. So do you see what I mean? How you think creates your life. How you think affects your feelings, and how you feel is the vibe that dictates your actions. And then those actions, all those things that come together, create your life. So think about it next time. I know it's a bit of a pun, think about your thoughts, but this is the thing. Think about how you're thinking and then notice how you feel. And see what happens when you start to gain that awareness.